that was mildly interesting. Seems like I was in the speed. Seems like I used instant transmission for a bit. Oh hey, I didn't even see you there. First of all, where the hell do you came from? It's like you knew I was gonna come back because I was gonna be doing some form of review. But fuck it though. But anyways, the reason why I'm using instant transmission is because I took a little trip to Uranus. Only to be mildly disappointed because of the fact that it's not the image that I have in my goddamn head. First of all, of course, me being a little bit of sicko, I thought I was gonna look like an ass. First of all, but nope, it's just some big blue gaseous planet that has a ring. I can't think of the word, but whatever. But on the way back though, I went to my local thrift shop and got my copy of Dragon Ball Z: The Legacy of Goku for the Game Boy Advance. Let's go for one crazy ride. Ah, stupid invisible wall. Dragon Ball Z: Legacy of Goku is an action RPG where the story takes place from the Raditz Saga to the Frieza Saga. Of course, as the name states, you control Goku, the spiky-haired, dim-witted, yet lovable main character. So immediately loading up the game, you are treated to a highly compressed version of the DBZ intro, with all its pixel glory for everybody to see. This already seems like an omen for some strange reason, and I'm not liking it one bit. Once starting a new game, you're given a lame text box which gives you some exposition on what's going to happen in a few minutes. Once done, you are put into Kane's house where Master Roshi lives, along with Krillin, Bulma, and Goku's son Gohan. This part of the game serves as a tutorial level for you to get used to the controls of the game. Once you talk to Master Roshi, he gives you a fetch quest on collecting his magazine collections. If you watch the show, you would know that these are not your typical magazines. I mean, come on, this is Master Roshi we were talking about. A lecherous old man who probably needs Viagra to get his daily dose of hard-ons. Funny thing, when picking up one of the magazines, it has an image that looks like Bulma's face for a second, which is quite hilarious, because Master Roshi has lustful thoughts about Bulma, especially in this one scene of Dragon Ball.
Just look. Can't you tell? Boom, boom. Roshi, you are truly the luckiest man alive.
Once that is done, he gives you a sense of being, a healing item. Don't know why he has them since Corn is the one that usually grows them. Also, he gives you some experience points in typical RPG fashion. That's when Bulma notices that something is coming over their way. Raditz appears to tell Goku that they are brothers and that he has gotten soft over the years since he is of the same race. Of course, being the piece of shit Raditz is, he kidnaps Gohan as a king's ransom. Then of course, Goku does nothing like the dickhead he is. If that actually happens in the goddamn show. Both Krillin and Goku were supposed to get their asses kicked by Raditz, but the developers must have glossed over that part. This is not the only scene that does this. It happens in other parts of the game too. Important plot details relevant to the saga get cut or moved out of place for what seems to be no reason. Hell, I'm not the developers, so I don't know what happened behind closed doors. Oh, and of course Piccolo pops out of nowhere after kidnapping. Nice appearance! Could've came a little bit sooner, asshole! Goku then rides Nimbus back home in order to find Gohan. This is where the game truly starts, and my god, and there's so much shit within this game that gets me so annoyed as both a gamer and a fan of Dragon Ball. First off, remember how I said the developers messed with the story? Well, now you're going to do some fetch quests for a pterodactyl who lost their egg, or help a man who is stuck on an island. The gameplay flaws truly shine when you encounter enemies for the first time in the forest. First off, the hit detection in this game is really bad. If you are just a hair off, your punches will miss. This does help the fact that Goku cannot take a hit for the life of him. You're not given some form of buffer time when taking damage, so Goku just takes every hit, which makes combat so frustrating. You won't believe how many times I got the game over screen in my playthrough. This game is also very grind heavy. For the strongest fighter on the earth, he sure does get his ass handed to him by wolves and dinosaurs. Fights take longer than usual if you're at a lower level than recommended as typical RPG fashion. Did I forget that you can talk with characters in the DBZ universe throughout the level? Gives you easy experience points, not like that helps a lot though. Beggars can't be choosers though. The game is not very long to begin with, so the whole grinding section can be chalked up as padding to make the game longer than it's supposed to be. Luckily, there's a cheat that gives you invincibility. At the intro, press up, down, left, right, B8, and you will hear a sound that will let you know that the cheat is on. It's almost like the developers knew that this game is so unfair to begin with. Now with the cheat on, we can go through the game without dying in the process. Now that we beat some dinosaurs and wolves, helped an old man who can't swim, and a legless mother, we end up in a village. Seriously, can this game deviate away more from the anime anymore? You're going to hear me say this a lot, so get used to it. Meeting up with the village elder, he says he can help you with looking for Gohan, but before he can do that, the elder states, and I quote, several disturbances in the forest. Okay, Forest, using this doll, where did the bad man touch you? There? Oh my, no wonder you are disturbed. Now you are probably wondering to yourself what those disturbances are. Good question! These disturbances include a lost cat, a boy who can't get his toy boats, a lost girl, and finally, wait for it, because this one is very hard to do. Are you ready? Kill a common enemy in order to retrieve flowers for a little girl.
Are you fucking serious?
So you mean to tell me we have been doing glorified fetch quests since the fucking tutorial level? I know Goku likes to help out people, but he has a son to worry about, not picking up goddamn flowers for a kid. Now that my angry tirade has settled, we finally finished the Elder Scavenger Hunt. He then says some ominous text like he knows Goku all of a sudden. Like, bitch, you were never in the anime manga to begin with, so sit your ass down, boy. Somehow he knows the way to Raditz, but before you get in, he teaches you the sword for probably one of the most useful moves throughout the entire game. It freezes enemies in the spot, which gives you a good couple of seconds to get some damage. Say, Gramps, how do you know this move? Well, it goes back to my time in Vietnam. Wait, but what is Vietnam? Don't interrupt me, boy. Have some respect for your elders. Once you enter his secret entrance, you're already at Raditz, who is ready for you to fight. Now, since I have invincibility on, and I won't fall for the tactics that this game pulls off on me, time to punch away until he goes down. Once he's down for the count, scenes from the anime finally start to happen. Goku holds down Raditz. Piccolo, I'll be walking around like he has a stroke, fires off a special beam cannon. Get over it, Weez, I'm using the English names. Killing both Raditz and Goku at the same time. Notice how Goku's body disappears, but not Raditz's body. GG Raditz. G to the motherfucking G. So now Goku's sappy self ends up on Snake Way. Now you may be asking this question, how in the fuck can this game mess up this part of the anime? Well, they gloss over the whole thing by making you just fly over it. Oh, shit. I forgot about the flying in this game. Let me just rework this script and there we go. Tacked on portions to the rescue. See, the thing about flying in this game is not the controls to pull it off. It's actually very simple, with just a tap of the L button. But what makes flying unbearable is the fact that you are limited to a flying meter. Yes, the most powerful Saiyan cannot hold his flight for a while. I know you want to nerf Goku's power so that actual progression could be shown through gameplay, but that's not the way how it should be done. You can either add the flying or not, plain and simple. Moving on with Snake Way, Princess Snake appears out of nowhere like she's important to the plot somehow. If you can't tell, she is not canon. This is why your ass is not in DBZ Kai. Now her fight is very easy, just stand on the other side of the platform and key blast her to Kingdom Come. After you beat her, Goku loses balance and falls off Snake Way while showing the photo of Goku falling off the pickup truck like in the show. Goku, I know you may be dumb as bricks at some points, but how in the hell do you lose balance when clearly there is enough space for you width-wise to walk around? Have you been drinking the brews, Goku? With that fuck up, Goku now ends up in hell, or HFIL for some of you PC normies out there. Once you are down here, guess what you have to do? More fetch quests! Like we have been doing for the whole game. This time we have to collect lost souls and bring them back to the attendant. Then he can open the barrier to King Yama's fruit so we can escape out of here. Cause let me tell you, this place is so boring that I'm not bothered to talk about it in detail. What I can tell you is none of the events in this game happens in the anime, minus the fruit tree and actually Goku going to hell. Not to mention, there's a programming fuck up in this level. Nothing like picking apart mistakes like this. Now that we allegorically got out of hell, we have to go through Snake Way, but with nothing in our way to stop us. Yay. As we begrudgingly make our way to the end of Snake Way, King Kai's planet is shown from a distance. Once on the planet, the game starts matching the enemy for a bit by chasing down Bubbles and hitting Gregory with a hammer. Now after all this hard work, you would assume you get the Kaioken from the HNIC King Kai himself. But nope, the game decides to take a shit on the loyalist by giving him the Kamehameha. A move that Master Roshi gave to Goku in the original Dragon Ball. Bad game, that's not how it goes. Shame on you for being different. This is why your younger brother and your other younger brother is better off than you. Sorry I fanboyed a bit. Let's continue on with the plot. Now that Bulma in the game wishes back, we are now transported back to Kami's lookout. Kami warns us that there is a great threat on the way to Earth. I have cheats. Wanna bet who is the strongest? We packed ourselves some senzu beans from Korin. You're the real MVP, by the way. And we fly our way to West City, where we gotta stop some robbers along the way. Can't or lie, at least I get to use the Kamehameha on these suckers. With that conundrum over, we get passed through a military enclave that makes our way to the crash site where Vegeta and Nappa landed. So in typical anime fashion, we fight off Nappa first. And before you ask, yes, I did use the Kamehameha against him. Kamehameha! Not so climatic now that you hear it for the first time. So now that Nappa's down for the count and Vegeta is up, I stick with the lazy man method. 1, because it's quick. 2, the game has already given me headaches, so I wanted to finish this as soon as possible. Now from doing my initial playthrough without the invincibility cheat, these fights were difficult. This game pushes you to grind. Now that Vegeta is beaten, this scene happens. I'm going to keep shut on how this whole scene plays out.
I'm the most powerful warrior in the universe.
Look out, Steve Harvey, I think you might have made a mistake in your calling yet again because Legacy of Goku deserves that award. The fuck is a Moonlight? Get the hell out of here with that shit. Moving on with the plot, Goku, who is still knocked down the ground, decides right away to go to Planet Namek. No context, no transition period between sagas, no hospital stays. Fuck that shit. Goku's the best fighter in the entire galaxy. Take a sense of being and move onward to Planet Namek. So now that we are on Planet Namek, we can take this opportunity to grind and gain more levels since the enemies here give it out like water. You know what this means? New planet?
More fucking fetch quests.
This time we are fucking botanists. Also, is it me or do these trees be planted in the hole sideways and not directly in front of the hole? Just another annoying tidbit. Pressing on, we later meet a Namekian who tells us that there are 3 artifacts in the temple up north that needs to be put back in their rightful pedestals for reasons that are not clear besides progressing the plot and fighting Frieza. Making our way to what seems like a Namekian temple, King Kai interrupts us out of nowhere to tell us that Tien, Yamcha, and Chiaotzu are training with him. However, the only reason that they are up there in the first place is because they are dead. If you watched the anime, you would have known that all 3 of them had died when fighting Vegeta and Nappa, but the game does no part in filling the blanks for you on what happened to them at all. Now that we are in the temple, we can finally make our way to the other side. Oh wait, I forgot it's another bullshit puzzle that involves using 3 colored orbs in order to open the exit of this temple. Some of the ways to get the orbs are tedious, not like the game is already. Some of these orbs are hidden behind invisible walls, which are only given by the hand pointing in the general directions they are at. Now that seems fine and dandy until the teleportation pads come to play. It's very confusing to follow because you would assume that one color leads to another pad where the same color is, but nope. A lot of the time it leaves you at the main entrance. Therefore you have to start all over. Now that all the color gems are in place, we can now exit this hellhole. When entering the new area, Gohan, Krillin, and Vegeta are there. Gohan tells us that Frieza sent us his most powerful warriors to come after us. If you don't know already, it's the Ginyu Force minus Gildo, because Gildo is a scrub. Thank you. Most likely Vegeta took care of him beforehand, which is shown in the anime. So that leaves us with 4 members to take of. These guys are not that bad to take care of since I have the invisibility chi. Even without the chi, they are not so bad. Just do the same method I've been doing the whole time. Flashbang and punch in between and add an extra Kamehameha for extra damage. Once you get up to Ginyu and defeat him, there will be no body snatching since it has been cut off of the game. It's not like it was important to the anime of the arc anyways. With the Ginyu Force out the way, that now leaves Frieza. Taking care of some baddies along the way, we make it to Frieza's mothership. Once entering, Gohan, Krillin, and Vegeta are there to meet us. Vegeta mentions to us that we should enter the rejuvenation chamber as soon as possible, or you can leave the ship and grind some more. Once entering the rejuvenation chamber, you are taken to the battleground where Frieza is waiting for you. For the last time I'm going to say this, but the game does follow the battle like it did in the anime. You go through all the Frieza forms in this battle using the same method to kill the other boss. Once at Frieza's final form, Namek is now unstable and is now set to blow up in due time. Krillin plays cheerleader once again only to end up getting blown up by Frieza out of how many times throughout the whole series. Consequently, Goku becomes a Super Saiyan as a result, and the true final battle begins. In Super Saiyan form, Goku becomes faster and deals more damage, but of course I have done the lazy man method of completing this battle, since I am an anticlimactic asshole. Once Frieza is finished, Planet Namek blows up, killing Goku as a result. All the Namekians use Frieza's mothership to fly back to Earth, and later on to the use of the same lame text box that was used in the beginning of the game, Shenron was called upon to resurrect every victim that Frieza killed and Planet Namek itself. And that's pretty much it for the game itself. It just ends abruptly like that. So, final thoughts about this game. This game is bad. Horrible fighting mechanics, a story that doesn't follow the original anime, and to top it off with a bunch of unnecessary patterns to extend the duration of the game. I'm surprised this game even sold 1 million copies in the first place because it warned a sequel, and let me tell you, that's a much more better game to be playing rather than just this piece of shit alone. It's like Webfoot listened to its fans and improved on their faults. Will I review it down the line? Maybe. I don't know just yet, but one thing's for certain, I'm not going to be using the invisibility cheat for that game, if there even is one. So in the end, my final score, Dragon Ball Z, The Legacy of Goku gets a out of 10.